What's up, everyone? Kevin from Early Bird Outdoors back with you. I know it's been quite a while since we did one of these, but I really want to get the channel back going. I know I say that every time I say, oh, we're back, whatever, but you know what? This time we're going to try to be back, and you know what? If life gets in the way in between, sometimes you know what, it is what it is, because baby, wife, work, school, all sorts of stuff. So yes, exactly, buddy. Just in case anyone's wondering, that's oh yeah, and cat. Sorry. My lovely camera lady, aka my wife, pointed out my cat as well. So anyway, but if anyone's wondering what the little squeaky noises are, yeah, that's my 8-month-old, almost 8-month-old.
Yeah, that's you.
My wife and I just welcomed our first kid back in February, so that definitely added to the busyness of life. So tonight we're gonna start a new series, I guess you could call it, for the show. But before that, I really want to get into something because it's important to me. You know, in the past on this channel, I feel like I've really tried to only cut videos to, you know, the giant fish moments, or you know, the good moments and stuff like that. But what you guys on YouTube would consider the good moments, you know, which would be, you know, big fish catches, killing a giant deer, you know, anything like that. But the thing is, and I'm gonna denounce it right here, right now. You know, I've kind of stopped watching shows like that, where you know all they do is just cut to the good stuff. And what I really want to do on the show going forward is, you know, not only get the good stuff, because it's obviously a part of hunting and fishing and stuff like that. But the thing is, all of it is the good stuff. It's all the good stuff. Being outdoors, being able to work on your stuff, and all that type of thing. So I'm glad that I'm kind of making that switch, because you know, I only did that stuff when I first started this channel, because you know what, I think when you've watched enough of it, you want to be like, you know, the guys getting millions of views and stuff like that. But and you know, like I've said before, there's no filters on this channel, so parents, just be aware there are some swear words that are let out on this channel. But you know, it's not important to me that, like, oh, we get good shots and millions of views. You know, that's not the point of this. My point is sharing my adventures with you all, sharing, you know, what I learn with you all, because, you know, I think I learn best when I get skunked, or when I don't see anything, or when I figure something out new with the stuff I'm using. It's all a learning process, and you know, shows kind of like Buck Commander and stuff like that, you know, I love watching them, they're fun, but at the same time, they cut to the big deer kills, and that's kind of, I'm kind of trying to go the opposite way. So that's that. And I also just kind of want to share my life with you guys along the way, you know, because when you're going on adventures and stuff like that, sometimes you catch little clips of life as well. You know, the walking out the door, saying bye to your wife and kid, stuff like that. I want to include that for you guys because I feel like that's an important part of the adventure as well. Obviously we're going to keep little man censored quite a bit, but you know, he'll appear from time to time, you know, because that's just the reality of videoing. But anyway, enough of that. Well, one more thing to add to my little monologue here, because I'm just rambling like hell here. You know, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you're really interested, bless you. If you're really interested in keeping up to date with everything that I'm doing on here, hit the notification bell. And honestly, if you don't want to do any of those things, that's okay. If you don't like what I'm putting on here, that's okay too, because to be quite honest with you, I don't really care. So, you know, if any of what I have said here offends, you know, those who watch, you know, that stuff, I'm not speaking out against people who watch it, but I just want to say I don't want to do that anymore. So anyway, enough of that talk. We're going to get right into the video here. Well, yeah, so much for getting right into the video monologue. Anyway, future videos aren't going to be like that. I'll stop talking. So, what we're going to start for a series tonight, you know, we've got an assistant cameraman. Awesome. So what we're going to start here for a series tonight is something you very rarely see on mainstream hunting channels and outdoor channels and stuff like that. Excuse me. We're gonna do some hunter safety videos, especially focusing on bow hunting, because I feel like that really gets left out. Hi, Henry. I feel like that really gets left out of the conversation, because, you know, people think because it's not a gun, it can't do anything to you. You know, that's just not true. And, you know, the next few videos will be dealing with bow hunting safety. And just for the record, not only is this sharing my thoughts on hunter safety and my knowledge of hunter safety, because I feel like I put more of a premium on hunter safety than I do on even sighting my bow in. So, like, you know, that's neither here nor there. But, and I'm just gonna make a joke, and this is not toward anyone in particular, but yes, these videos are for all you guys who didn't pay attention during your COVID era online hunter safety courses. Just for the record, because, you know, at first I was that guy, and then I went back through everything because I actually was like, perhaps I should pay attention to this stuff. So, yeah, any of you out there watching this one's for you. Actually, these few are for you. So, The first video we're going to do tonight is knowing your weapon, right? So I feel like before you get out into the field and all that stuff, yes, not only should you take a hunter safety course because it's the law, don't just do it because it's the law. It's important to know the proper safety measures of any type of hunting, whether it's gun, bow, crossbow. If spear hunting's your thing, I don't know where that's legal nowadays, but I'm sure it's legal somewhere in the world, and YouTube's a worldwide platform, so it's got to be legal somewhere. You know, any type of hunting it requires adherence to safety. And the first thing that you really should consider getting to know, beside all the book smart stuff on hunter safety, is getting to know what you're going to use out in the field. So with me, yes, I gun hunt from time to time, but most of what I do afield is with this bad boy. So this is a bear archery, legit, ready to hunt setup. It's an older model, probably 4 or 5 years ago. So, not necessarily a newer bow, but it's a nice little setup, and I've been using it religiously since 2021. So yeah, I love it to death and all that. But the first thing I did before I even took this bow out hunting with me, and it's funny because within the first couple days I had this out, I had my first deer on the ground. It's crazy. I've hunted a long time, and I've only ever shot one deer. So, if you guys have any advice here that like I'm doing something wrong or whatever, like I feel like I'm a good hunter, but like for crying out loud, let this drought end. Anyway, all that aside, what I did before even taking it out was I got to know, the ins and outs of it, and really what you need to do with your weapon is make sure that it's set to your preferences and your abilities. Because, let's say I have this bow sighted in for me. I guarantee you, if my wife were to shoot it, she probably would not hit the same bullseye that I would. Why is that? Because it's not sighted in for her. It's just pure and simple. But, you also want to know how to operate it safely, because, and obviously we're in my house, so I can't really, we'll get into shooting it next week so that I can show you other stuff with it. But basically, you have your whisker biscuit, your arrow rest, you have your quiver, and all that. Just most of you who have hunted with a bow know the ins and outs of a compound bow, so I'm not going to go through all that with you. But for those of you who are wondering about the safety of it, like, this might not seem like it can cause you a lot of damage, but if you're operating it not in the proper way, yeah, you could hurt yourself, or even the bow. Like for instance, like, it's all in the way you hold the bow. Like, I see people trying to hold their hands out like this, and stuff like that. If you're drawing back on a deer with a broadhead and you have your hand too close in the way, what's going to happen? You run the chance of your broadhead kind of just nicking you, and we don't like that. No, we don't, Henry. No, we do not. Also, like, if you don't want to hurt your arm like hell every time you shoot, every time you take a shot, wear your wrist guard, for crying out loud. I see some of you out there with wrists that are redder than tomatoes. For crying out loud, wear your damn wrist guards. It's not that hard, doesn't take long for you to put it on. So there's that for you. You know, like I said, for getting to know a bow, and I'm sure at some point we can get to know a gun. Yes, thank you, Henry, for that input. We can get to know a gun, but really, it's all about making sure that you have everything set up for the bow itself to ensure that you're safe with it, that you're obviously you're showing as much respect and mercy to the animal you're hunting, because you don't want any animal to suffer either, you know. So, you know, as far as getting to know a bow, that's really the gist of it. You've got your stabilizer, you've got your sight, you've got your quiver, you got your cams, strings, D-ring for your nocks, your thumb button, or not thumb button, but yeah, the thing that goes up to your lip. My mind's drawing a blank. Your peep sight, your wrist guard, your trigger release, and your arrows. That's the ins and outs of the bow that I use. And in a nutshell, that's really me kind of getting to know my bow in front of you. I've known you for quite a while. I know that's gonna piss you guys off on YouTube, but I don't care. But yeah, so next week, hopefully we'll be outside, kind of showing you guys a little more. I'd like to get into some tree stand safety with you guys and all that sort of stuff, but I'm glad that I could get back to, I guess, talking to you guys a little bit, because it's no fun when I don't get to do such things. So like I said, please like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Hit the notification bell if you really want to know my every movement on YouTube. If IRS, if you're watching, I promise I paid my taxes this year, so you don't have to track me. Yeah, that's that. And if you don't like what you're seeing, like I said, perfectly all right. Doesn't bother me any, because I have all of like 10 or so followers as it is. So this is Kevin from Early Bird Outdoors, wishing you all a pleasant evening.
Say bye-bye, Henry. Bye-bye.
Henry says bye as well. Good night, guys.